Today, we're coming to you from the grand halls of the University of Birmingham, an institution steeped in discovery and research since 1900. The University of Birmingham was the UK's first civic university, a place designed for everyone, not just the privileged few. Every one of our graduands today is a part of that proud tradition of learning and achievement. Degree congregations at the University of Birmingham date back to 1901 and are held here in the Great Hall, right at the heart of our Edgbaston campus. Attended by nearly 30,000 graduates and guests each year, these events are the highlight of the university calendar and represent for many students the conclusion of their studies at Birmingham. Originally built as a cathedral to learning, the Great Hall never fails to impress our visitors. The building is Grade 2 listed, and it's really the details that make the space so special. It features a trompe-l'oeil domed ceiling located above its formal marble entrance. The entrance is bordered by archways that are designed to draw the eye towards the centre of the room. The music you can hear is being performed by our very own student musicians. They often perform versions of modern pop hits or songs with a Birmingham connection. As our graduands wait for the ceremony to start, this is a time for them to reflect on how far they've come. They may think back to the first lecture they attended in a packed lecture hall, making friendships that will last a lifetime. Maybe they're thinking back to their first eureka moment, when their chosen field of study finally clicked into place. Or perhaps they're thinking about late-night debates in the Guild, that group project that pushed them to their limits, or the spark of inspiration when they saw their research was really making an impact. Today they close one chapter and open another. A degree from the University of Birmingham is more than just a name on a certificate. Our graduates are recognised by employers for their resilience, creativity and dedication. Soon, they'll find many exciting opportunities waiting for them. A quick shout out to the staff, students and volunteers who have made this special day possible. We couldn't have done it without you. Also, a reminder to share your photos from today on social media. Make sure to tag our accounts so we can engage with your moment. The audience is a mixture of graduands who sit in the back of the hall and their loved ones who are seated near the stage. During the ceremony, the graduands will make their way up to the stage, accept their scroll, and be applauded by their families and fellow students. In the sea of formal robes in the ceremony, attendees may spot black gowns, red and green gowns, and possibly some other eye-catching colours. The black robes are worn by those graduating with their bachelor's and master's. Green and red robes are for those picking up a doctorate degree. To the families, friends and supporters watching from home today, your encouragement, pep talks and well-timed cups of tea have helped our graduates reach this day. Let's take a moment to appreciate the parents who still don't quite understand what their child studied, but are immensely proud regardless. Well done, everyone. You've earned this celebration. Soon, our ceremony will begin. There's a degree of pomp and circumstance to the day that echoes back through the years. These rituals connect our graduands today to students from the very first British universities formed in the 13th century. This procession isn't just tradition for tradition's sake. It's the university's way of honouring the past, affirming the authority of scholarship, and marking the threshold our graduands are about to cross. Now it's time for the procession to start. Senior academics of the university are led into the Great Hall by two mace bearers and will sit on stage throughout the ceremony. There is a mace bearer at the front of the line and one at the back. The latter is called the Esquire Bedell. Both carry large silver maces that they put down on stage. This is a ceremonial kick-off to the day. The mace bearers are usually staff members from the university who have volunteered to take part. Row by row, the procession makes its way up to the stage, passing proud faces in the congregation, students in mortarboards, parents wiping away tears, tutors exchanging proud glances. A senior member of the university, such as the Chancellor or a provost, will be the last to take their place. They'll stand before the attendees and declare the congregation open.
I declare the congregation open.
Good morning to you all and welcome to Birmingham. It's wonderful to see so many of you here today at our beautiful campus. My name is Professor Nick Vaughan-Williams. As Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Head of the College of Social Sciences, it's my pleasure to welcome you, our graduands and your friends, family and supporters to this, your graduation ceremony. We are here today to celebrate the completion of this part of your educational journey, with all the ups and downs of study and university life that it will have entailed. You did it! Today is especially meaningful as we celebrate not only a milestone in your life, but also in the life of the university as we mark our 125th anniversary. Together, we have celebrated this special milestone in memorable ways, from Old Joe lit up in vibrant colours to selfies with friends in the Green Heart and the many UOB Extra events over the summer. Just weeks ago, thousands of students, alumni, staff and neighbours attended our Come to Campus festival. Under the open sky, our orchestras and guest performers paid tribute to Birmingham's musical heritage, from Elgar to ELO, in a celebration that was proudly Brummie and unmistakably ours. It was also a reminder that this university, founded in 1900 and now ranked 76th in the world, is more than buildings and books. It is our people who bring it to life. And today, we take a moment to honour one such individual. In today's ceremony, the university will award an EGRITAT degree. This is a degree that the University of Birmingham awards only in truly exceptional circumstances, and today this will be awarded in honour of Ka Long Chan. Ka Long, known to many as Isaac, joined the university in September 2022 to study economics. Isaac excelled academically, achieving high marks in several modules, while forging strong relationships with his friends and peers. The tragic news of Isaac's passing has touched many people. With his bright personality and care for others, Isaac will be missed and remembered by many of you in this room and across the university. In awarding Isaac with an EGRITAT degree, we will be celebrating the achievements of a remarkable individual. It has been a true pleasure to have you all as part of our community over the past few years. You are not only graduating from one of the world's top universities, you are also graduating from a world-class, triple-accredited business school which promotes responsible business for a more sustainable future. Behind me are just some of our university community who have encouraged your intellectual curiosity, nurtured your creativity, and inspired you to question and to explore. And in front of me, and tuning in from all corners of the globe, are your friends, family and supporters, ready with tissues and cameras, brimming with pride for all that you have achieved. Now, in a moment, you will come up onto this stage and Professor Robin Mason, Pro-Vice-Chancellor International, will admit you to your degree. This is your big moment. So when your name is read out, that will be the formal moment of your graduation. And family and friends, that is your cue to make a lot of noise. So, one final piece of advice. Please do take care on these steps, give a massive smile for the cameras, and don't forget to savour your moment. My warmest congratulations to you all. Very well done.
Now for the handing of the scrolls. The graduands walk across the stage to collect their scroll from the presiding officer.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Professor Edgar Meyer, and I'm the Dean of Birmingham Business School. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, to you and to the university, I present names of these graduates, as listed in my programme, proved worthy to be admitted to their respective degrees.
By virtue of my authority as Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I admit those persons listed in the programme, both in attendance and in their absence, to the degree for which they are to be presented.
For the Doctor of Philosophy, for research into the application of nonlinear panel data models in empirical economics, Yu Cheng. For research into the use of machine learning to analyse unstructured data in economics, Du Yi Dai. For research into the role played by agents in facilitating the international trade of UK firms, Yang Jun Han. For research into the causes of secular stagnation in South Africa and its implications for inequality and growth, Swanele Inshwanti. For research into impact of pandemics on the economy, Haokon Pang. For research into the impact of digital and economic factors on health outcomes in China, Yibei Chu. For research into the determinants of health inequalities and the effects of female leaders on women's well-being, Samiratu Wahab. For research into spatial consequences of transportation networks on regional economics, Yujing Yang. The Masters of Science in Economics, Jermaine Usuanyi Oguda. Rajakata Mahesh Sahasrabuddhe. Oluwatosin Wilson. Financial Economics, Navya Jain. Sasha Sunil Raghavan. International Money Banking, CG Kui. Thi Han Nguyen. Money, Banking and Finance, Maria Eldo. Aya Aaron Götke. Yiping Li. Fuyao Ma. Money, Banking and Finance with Integrated Pre-Masters, Hariharan Balaji. For Bachelor of Science in Economics, Kalong Chan. Richmond Abbey Key. Ria Agrawal. Emmanuel Akintoye. Ayudamope Akinyemi. Bernard Amisa. Antonio Anikwe. Alex Asher. Thomas Ebb. Shinmin Bae. Amber Baines. Sebastian Ballinger. Yiming Bao. Jeffrey Benton. Catherine Beresford. Taran Banau. Amaya Bijou Whitson. Akmal Hakim bin Idros. Rohan Berry. Jack Boucham. Thomas Brayton. Matt Brooks. Joseph Byrne. Pedro Caballo da Roja. Long To Marcus Jong. Sophie Collins. Grace Conroy. Isabel Conway. Ethan Kotane Williams. Guy Crook. Diana Amyenlim binti Darman Azman. Laura Demer. Joyce Dugway. Thomas Dexter. Hoiling Elita Diu. Lucy Dodd. Haoxiang Duan. Philip Edibor. Ma Bienlin Elano. Anita Asen. Daniel Farouk. Oliver Fisher. Sophie Flint. Luke Folds. Curtis Fuller. Yadaf Gananta. Rianne Gardner. Gudjavan Gill. Rohit Gill. Joseph Golby. Bradley Gwynn. Paul Edem Hadzor. Samir Haider. Kamran Hamid. Alexander Haranov. Casper Haynes Thatcher. William Higgin. Reuben Holt. Ricky Cayley. Mohammad Samir Kamali. Susmita Kaur. Rita Samikan. Pratisha Kondweru. Here Katecha. Anish Abhijit Kulkarni. Dinesh Kumila. Carl Che. Hina Lapat. Philip Larkin. Elodie Larson. Lo Ki Chung. Jiandra Lee. Kwok Jung Lee. Louis Lee. Isabel Leonard. Tian Jimmy Lin. Oliver Lob Rossini. Giaman. Rhys Margetts. Vishal Mavadia. Arvin Meme. Man Long Mok. Evie Moulds. Sukhvir Mundi. Simon Munir. Zimran Nandra. Ryan Nichol. Ifsa No. Chimdima Ojiako. Gabrielle Omolayola. Niamh O'Sullivan. Anna Patterson. Natalia Pavlak. William Peacock. Theodore Phillips. Atika Prabhaharan. Enzo Presente do Nascimento. Lakshman Rajasingam. Jyotivir Ranu. Hassan Raza. Saad Rizvi. Olivia Rogers. Ainul Madia Binti Roslan. Ravinder Kaur Sagu. Satvir Sahota. Takumi Sakatsume. Niyuti Sharma. Joshua Shipp. Ethan Sternzitz. Jamie Skilton. Joseph Smith. Adrian Spate. Dougal Storer. Samira Sulu Gambari. Jay Sundram. Amanjot Takar. Ruiling Tang. Caitlin Tasker. James Thomas. Jaya Thomas. Samuel Vaughan. Maturiko Vinotan. Maximilian Warburton. Wei Wei. Alexander Woodford. Yufei Wu. Ilhan Ryan. Zhao Ting Xi. Oscar Young. Qijing Zhang. Yingyi Zhao. Economics and Politics, Ezara Ajao. Rosamund Alexander. Theodore Winston Byrne. Elizabeth Kavanagh. William Conyers. Francesca Ellis. Angus Fitzgerald. Thomas Johnson. Amira Oyebola. Jessica Persephone Elizabeth Payne. Shivam Patel. Ahan Rajneesh. Gurcharan Situ. Zachariah Mohammed Smith. Sundraj Sohal. Tan Teng Yen. Samia Thakur. Louis Wainwright. Lois Walton. Rani Jung. Joel Wong Zu Yao. Economics and Politics with Placement Year, Laura Healy. Economics and Politics with Year Abroad, Max Mackenzie. Economics with German, William John Jackson. Economics with Placement Year, Henry Charles James Andrews. Amelia Alexandra Ashel. Sienna Atkins. Lucy Burns. Dilith Cook. Brittany Gideon. Neil Gokhale. Emma Jane Halliburton. Charlotte Louisa Hemming. William Jukes. Abu Bakr Khan. Rehan Mahmoud. Rihanna Neil Palmer. Joseph Petty. Lauren Preston. Zamira Kirsten Pryor. Matthew Rye. Simran Sandhu. Alex Mark Stephen Simpson. Charles Mark Walker. Economics with Spanish, Ellie Jane Foster. Jennifer Heckscher. Samuel Kay. William Murhead. James Tickton. Economics with Year Abroad, Abby Marin. Laura Elizabeth Taylor-Powell. Alicia Wakefoot. Economics with Year in Computer Science, Sophie Salmei Cheong. Israel Miracle Martins. Dylan Nichols. Thomas Anthony Whipple. Mathematical Economics and Statistics, Ifas Ahmed. Rawan Abdullah Saleh Al-Hashar. Fatima Salem Juma Salem Al-Haheri. Harry Barker. Niaz Ahmed Chowdhury. Shimon Deng. Ashton Goldie. Mingyang Huang. Xixi Jiang. Jingjing Liang. Aaron Patel. Henry Pike. Boxiao Wang. Huiji Wang. Dominic Young. Bo Wen Zhang. Yu Heng Zhang. Jiecheng Zheng. Money, Banking and Finance, Muhammad Albani Azam. Dorcas Ohenewa Babu. George Brown. Beiyan Chen. Rongzhen Chen. Amelia Daly. Wenfei Guo. Zaid Ali Hussein Hashem. Gongru Huang. Siduo Jiang. Joshua Kemp. Nitin Kumar. Christopher Leonidas. Torin Leonard. Anya Kira Edroba Lumsen. Chen Yuan Mao. Louis Morrison. Reese Patel. Ke Chiao. Jacob Joseph Redden. Sami Raymond. Levi Ricketts. Ira Salah. Suweta Satyanathan. Jia He Shi. Jovan Singh. Adina Soni. Dylan Stiles. Yiti Wang. Edward Wise. Jennifer Wooldridge. Yuji Wu. Jingwen Shu. Jingbo Zhang. Shihan Zhang. Ying Zhu. Bachelor of Science in Economics, Zhanhang Shen. Mathematical Economics and Statistics, Jiaji Bu. Jingyi Zhang. Yujin Zhou. Money, Banking and Finance, Hershuan Liu. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you our student representative speaker, Jiacheng Zheng.
All right, so good morning, esteemed faculty members, guests, families, and fellow graduates. My name is Jiacheng Zheng, a 2+2 student from Southwestern University of Finance and Economics and University of Birmingham. My major is Mathematical Economics and Statistics. I'm more than honored to speak here on behalf of my cohort on this meaningful day. The Ojo has stood through 125 years of graduations, witnessing class and class across the stage, but for each of us, today is a personal milestone. It marks the end of one chapter, the beginning of another, and a celebration of the hard work that brings all of us here. So first of all, congratulations to all of us. The past 2 years at Birmingham has been the most transformative period of my life. It was my first time leaving East London campus away from home, traveling independently and facing challenges on my own. I'm sure this is something that most of us can relate to. Several of my classmates have also had to navigate their own challenges, living far from their hometown. and managing difficulties of their own. Despite these differences, we all learn to adapt, to grow, and to support each other. The friendships we formed, the late-night study sessions, the moments of laughter and stress, we all experience these together in our own ways. These shared memories will stay with us for a lifetime. For me, the experience of studying abroad went far beyond academics. It helped me to grow, step out of my comfort zone, and reflect on what I truly want for my future. One of the most unforgettable experiences was participating in the International Student Conference organized by the University of Birmingham and Nanjing Audit University, where I met students from across the world and proudly introduced them to my hometown and Chinese culture. If I could summarize the most important lesson I learned during my time here, I would turn to a principle from Kantian ethics, the idea of autonomy and treating oneself as an end in oneself. This timeless notion reminds us that true moral action does not arise from external approval or expected outcomes, but from acting in accordance with principles that reason can will as universal laws, and such principles must be adopted through rational reflection rather than imitation. In my second year, I followed most of my peers in applying for finance internships, but after thoughtful conversations with doctors and my personal tutor, I began to reflect more deeply on my long-term goals. I realized that research experience would serve me far better as I hoped to pursue a PhD. What surprised me was that I had never ever heard of many official undergraduate research programs until I actively started looking. With their help, I found opportunities I had previously overlooked and chose a path that aligned with my true ambitions. It turned out to be a right decision. Knowing yourself also means recognizing the value of your discipline. During my Go Global placement in Hong Kong, I worked on a research project examining cancer burden in a hospital setting. Much of the existing work focused on pathology and descriptive statistics, but I noticed that the economic impact of disease had been largely overlooked. Drawing on my economics background, I introduced methods to translate epidemiologic burden into monetary terms, capturing not only treatment costs, but also productivity loss and broader socio-economic effects. This allowed me to explore questions others had not considered, connecting clinical findings to real-world priorities. I later developed this line of analysis into a paper, which was published with the support of my lab teammates. That experience showed me that economics is not just a tool for analysis, but a way to guide scientific research towards issues that matter most to society. So, we should all recognize and value the unique perspective that this degree from the University of Birmingham has given us. Before I close, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to SUFI for giving me the opportunity to study at Birmingham. I'm also deeply grateful to the University of Birmingham for its unwavering support during my journey. In particular, I would like to thank Professor Alessandra Griglia, Dr. Alan Beltran, Dr. Yi Liu, Dr. Marco Barassi, Dr. Sebastian Kors-Corrales, and my personal tutor, Dr. Thomas Sebastian. Their guidance not only helped me succeed academically, but also shaped the way I think and the path I hope to follow. I am equally thankful to all my friends, classmates, and my parents for their companionship during the most difficult times, whether from afar or by my side. All of us have worked hard to arrive at this point. Now that we are graduates, we face important choices. Some of us may pursue familiar and stable careers, while others may take a more uncertain path driven by passion or curiosity. Whatever we choose, may it be a path that reflects who we truly are. Congratulations once again. In the midst of winter, I found there was, within me, an invincible summer. Let this strength carry you forward. Thank you. Best wishes to you all.
Well, first let me say a huge thanks to Jia Cheng for that speech. You can probably guess just how nerve-wracking it is to stand up here in front of all of these people, and he did a great job. So Jia Cheng, thank you very much for that. So my name is Professor Robin Mason. I'm standing here as the Pro-Vice-Chancellor International, but actually I wear a second hat. I'm also a Professor of Economics, so it was especially pleasing to be able to preside and shake hands with so many economists. I'm sorry to the mathematical economists who I asked questions of as they came up, but that's my particular field. I've got two pieces of good news for you. The first is that this is the last speech, and you can get on with your celebrations as soon as I'm finished, and I promise to make it short. And the second piece of good news is that everybody made it up the stairs and back down again with no trips, no stumbles. The faces are wonderful. As they're at the bottom of the stairs, there's absolute terror. And then by the time they get up there, they're just beaming, absolutely. So, and one of the graduands, because that's what they were at that point, said, "Don't you get bored doing this?" To which the answer is absolutely not. This is the absolute high point of the year for us. It's a joyful occasion, that magical moment when you convert from being a graduand to a graduate of the University of Birmingham. You are now graduates of the University of Birmingham. Congratulations. So what does that mean? That means that you join a family of over 400,000 alumni of the university in over 170 different countries. No pressure, but a number of those have gone on to win Nobel Prizes. They've been pioneers, celebrated authors, Olympic gold medalists, successful entrepreneurs, inspiring educators, influential policymakers, groundbreaking clinicians, teachers, doctors, nurses, economic analysts, bankers, policy advisors. Whatever they've gone on to do, collectively, we know that our graduates over 125 years have made an enormous impact, and it's our graduates which make this university great. Professor Vaughan Williams, Nick, said that we're 76th in the world, and we're 76th in the world because our graduates are so outstanding as you are today. So whatever you go on to do in life, whatever you achieve, we will be enormously proud of you, and we know that you will make the world a better place because of what you do, and you will make the university a better place for the students who come after you. So whatever your experiences while here, I know all of you have worked hard. You wouldn't be here today had you not. Whatever you've learned in lectures, whatever hours you put into the library, the friends you've made, the challenges and celebrations, all of that has shaped you, and you in turn has shaped the community around you. Because this university has got a long history, yes, of some failures, of some challenges, but also of many more successes. It's a university of ambition, of breakthrough and achievement, and I strongly suspect that those are all hallmarks of your story here while you've been at the university, and they'll be hallmarks of your future wherever that takes you. Standing on this stage at our formal opening more than a century ago, King Edward VII laid down this challenge to the students of the time. I say that the honour and dignity of this university are largely in your hands, and I look to you to initiate and hand down worthy traditions to your successors. And I think those words remain true today. Each of you, our graduates at the back, is part of the university's legacy. Each of you will shape what the university is in the future, and each of you, I know, is going to make a positive difference in the world wherever you go next. So I'm on the penultimate paragraph, you'll be relieved to hear. This is where I get the liberty of being old and trying to pass on a little bit of advice to graduates. So if you'll bear with me, let me leave you with 3 thoughts. Be kind, be courageous, and be curious. Be kind because life is a team sport, and you should seek out and bring out the best in others. Be courageous because the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing. So stand up for what you know is right. And be curious because who knows where life will lead you next. As much as we've taught you while you've been at the university, you have much, much more to learn. We hope that the one thing we have taught you is a love of learning. Embrace the fact that you have much more to learn in life. Advice is over. It just leaves me to say, class of 2025, enjoy your celebrations because you've certainly earned them. Very well done indeed. I declare the congregation closed.
The ceremony that completes the university journey for hundreds of Birmingham alumni has come to an end. The procession begins to stream out of the Great Hall, carrying with them the maces that were set down at the start of the ceremony. It's a nice bit of visual poetry that bookends the ceremony. As those maces are carried forward, so too are our graduates onto their next adventure. This is a powerful moment for our graduates, representing the culmination of years of dedicated study. The education, connections, and friendships they have made at Birmingham will last a lifetime. The University of Birmingham is known for producing great thinkers, change makers, and innovators. From Nobel Prize winners to sporting champions, this institution has shaped minds that go on to make a real difference in the world. Today's graduates are stepping into that legacy, ready to make their mark, whether they're heading into research, launching businesses, or, let's be honest, finally taking a proper break before the next adventure begins. From the Great Hall to the wider world, our graduates will carry the knowledge, ambition, and spirit of Birmingham in their next chapter. Wherever you're watching from, this is not just an ending, it is the beginning of something exceptional.